I'm bored. I'm bored with the same old chords voicing the same old melody notes. I need a way that I can mix it up. I need a way to, I don't know. I'm looking for some phrase. It's not hitting me, but I'll get there. What's up, everyone? Adam Maness here. Today we're going to flip the tension. We're going to flip the script. We're going to use the photo negative of our typical harmonic devices to harmonize underneath melodies. I'm going to show you the super cool way of delaying the tension and then resolving it much later. It's a serious cause of stank face, like ooh, that kind of thing. This will do that. Today we are flipping the tension. Let's do it. Now, there is a PDF for today's lesson. It has the full chordal arrangement, the full 6 diminished arrangement using the 4-way close on How High the Moon in the key of B flat. That's right, I said it, B flat, wink, wink. So go check that out here in the description. And of course, this video is sponsored by Open Studio. Go to openstudiojazz.com to go on a deeper dive. You can save 25% off our Piano Access Pass. That's every piano course we make or will make as long as you're a member. You can save 25% by going and following the link in the description there. A lot of the stuff we're talking about today, there's a course on it, and you can join today. Before we flip the conventional tension, we should know what the conventional tension is. Real quick, here's a refresher on Barry Harris's brilliant 6 diminished scale of chords. We've done this with several dozen videos here on our YouTube. You can just search our YouTube channel here at Open Studio for 6 diminished and find a bunch of great resources. There's a ton of great resources everywhere. It's popular for a reason. It's amazing. But just real quick, here's how we're going to work on it. We're going to work on it in a voicing style called 4-way close. Now, if you do not know what 4-way close is, get on it. And don't just take it from me. Take it from Larry Goldings. Larry's all over the 4-way close voicings in his right hand there, the bass line in his left hand. Shout out to Melinda Sullivan on the kicks, killing it. If you don't follow Larry Goldings on social media, what are you doing with your life? You got to check it out. He's the best. But that's where it's really, really effective. You can literally comp for yourself. You put the melody up here in your pinky and your fourth finger. You can complete the chord with some 4-way close voicings in your right hand, play the bass line with your left hand. It's unbelievably useful, even in things like trio settings with drums and bass. It's so, so great to know. So that's what we're going to be working on as far as the structure of the voicings we're working on. And here is the structure of the 6 diminished scale of chords. So it's a scale made up of 2 chords, made up of, in the key of B flat here, the B flat 6 chord, B flat, D, F, and G, and the C diminished 7th chord, C, E flat, G flat, and A. We put all those together, we get an octatonic scale, right? With this extra half step between the fourth and between the 5th and the 6th tones. And then we can use these chords by skipping a note, B flat 6. If we move all 4 of these notes up that octatonic scale, we get, of course, the C diminished 7, right? Given because that's what the scale's made up of. But check it out. B flat 6, C diminished, just different inversions. B flat 6, C diminished, just a different inversion. B flat 6, different inversion. All the way up in this beautiful scale of chords. And of course, the B flat 6, if we're using it as a 1 chord, which we will, is the 1. And the C diminished acts as a 5 chord in F7 flat 9. Those are all the juicy notes in F7 flat 9, just without the F. And so we get this 1, 5, 1, this magical tension and release. Now, we use these voicings to create harmonic movements under melodies, both written and improvised. And we use that sense of tension and release to great effect. We use it on melodies like How High the Moon. I have How High the Moon here in B flat, wink, wink. That's because it's going to sound really good in 4-way close. And if you don't structure your piano tunes or guitar tunes in keys that lay really well on your instrument, what are you doing with your life? Life's too short to play this in G if it doesn't sit well in G with the voicings you want to do. We got to be able to do it in any key, and if you're playing this in your own repertoire as a solo pianist or a trio, or a solo guitarist or a trio, you might as well pick a key that lays well on your instrument. And I did that here with How High the Moon. So let's look at how we would typically build tension here on How High the Moon, just the first 4 bars of How High the Moon in the key of B flat using our 4-way close and our 6 diminished. So typically it's straightforward. If the melody is one of the chord tones of the 6 chord, so if it's either B flat, D, F, or G, we simply voice a B flat 6 underneath that. So the first 2 notes of the melody here of How High the Moon are F and B flat, both part of that B flat 6, so they get the B flat 6. Then if a melody note is either C, E flat, G flat, which it usually never is, or A, you can voice it with the C diminished. So here, as you can see, C diminished, right? And then we don't distinguish when it's like a major chord, on the chord changes, right? A B flat major, we can use this C diminished even there because it's going to resolve, right? We just want that resolution. We wouldn't want to hang on that too long without resolving it unless that's the tension we're going for. We're really ratcheting up the tension, but for this tune here, it makes for a perfect resolution. And again, when we go back to it, right, we have the F, the B flat, we just voice it with the corresponding notes of that B flat or C diminished chord. We're going to end on the B flat minor 7. We'll use this sort of D flat 6 shape. It comes in handy later. And again, using this unbelievable 4-way close. Don't sleep on your pinky as your soprano instrument here. You can comp for yourself. It's gorgeous. So that's the typical way that we might do this. Now, atypically, we can flip the tension. We can flip the script. We can go photo negative here. Check this out. I'm literally doing the opposite. So anytime there's a note that's part of the B flat 6 chord, B flat, D, F, or G, I'm going to use a voicing of C diminished underneath it. Anytime there's a note of the C diminished, C, E flat, G flat, or A, I'm going to use the voicing of a B flat 6 underneath it until the very end, when I resolve the whole thing. This creates a tornado of tension, a veritable tension tornado. And we can do this wherever we want, as long as we have time to resolve it. So check this out. I have my F here, right? And I'm going to voice this C diminished voicing underneath, G flat, A, and C, under my F. I have my B flat, which typically would be the B flat 6. Let's use 3 notes down on the C diminished side, C, E flat, and F. So I got this beautiful, listen to this movement here. Beautifully tense. Now it helps that I have this on the second half of the tune where it's kind of an F7 anyway, so it makes some sense. But you could do this right out of the gate. You can do this on a B flat major, which we'll see here. Then we get here to our C, right? Typically would be the C diminished, of course, C diminished. Let's use some notes from the B flat 6, D, F, and G, right? It gets us a beautiful 6-9 voicing here, right? We've got the 3rd, the 5th, the 6th, and the 9th of B flat. We have the D. Typically, we would use a B flat 6 voicing underneath it, but here's where the tension builds and builds, right? So we have this sound. Listen to the difference. Here's how it normally is. Ah, the sun comes out. How about this? Oh, the moon comes out. Now, what we can do is then resolve it. Because this D is held for quite a long time, you can resolve this, on beat 1 or wherever you want. Just keep that D going, and then resolve the C diminished to the B flat, or not, or you could just let it linger. Same thing here. Every note is flipped. The tension is flipped. Now check it out. We get to the B flat minor 7. Normally you would do a D flat 6, but you can add tension by adding its diminished, which is E flat, and then resolving. All of these delayed tensions getting resolved. It's chef's kiss. beautiful. And so let's hear the difference here. So here's how you might typically, if you were just starting out, voicing each note with the corresponding 6 chords in this 4-way close. Here's how you might do it with the tension flipped. Isn't that beautiful? It's so beautiful. It's just a really, really hip way that we can use what we already know how to do here. And I implore you to go through your repertoire, and any tune that has this opportunity to voice in this 4-way close or drop 2 in the 6 diminished, see if you can flip the tension, even on one chord, even on one melody note. If the melody note hangs for a while, see if you can flip that tension. You're going to find that there's a lot of opportunities here to borrow from either the diminished or the 6 from a melody note that should be the other. It's super fun. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Until next time, happy practicing.